2025 is almost over, which means that it's time to reflect on the year and set new goals and resolution and all that stuff. And now it's my turn. Hi, my name is Emma. Welcome to Emmatron, where we talk faith, health, and lifestyle. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 7 habits that I'm leaving in 2025. And I want to emphasize that I have already started working on those habits. It's not going to be night and day. I am work in progress, but I have been working towards these habits for a couple weeks, a couple months, or a couple of days. But let's just say that I'm not starting over. The first one is social media. I have shared on my channel that I have deleted my Instagram, which I actually deactivated it, and then it was supposed to be a break of 3 months turning to 6 months, and then 9 months, and it's been over a year now, and I genuinely don't think that I will ever go back. I then downloaded TikTok, and I used to be one of those person who was anti-TikTok and refused to download it. And once I deleted Instagram, I was like, you know what, since I don't have anything, let me just download it. And let me just say that 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was on my period, but it was also a snow day. And I will give myself some grace, but I spent 6.5 hours on TikTok just scrolling. And the worst part is I can't even tell you what I was watching. And that's how I knew that it was a waste of time. And when I got my little weekly screen time report and I saw that I spent a quarter of a day on TikTok, I was like, no, this thing gotta go. I don't want to make any social media an idol, and an idol is anything that you put above God. And I could spend hours on TikTok, hours on Instagram, but when it came to reading my word, when it came to praying, it would be 10 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. So I just had to go. And now something that I really have to be careful with is to not replace TikTok with something else, because I replaced Instagram with TikTok, and I could see YouTube be the replacement because YouTube has shorts, which still has that scrolling effect, which makes you want to stay on the platform for a really, really long time. But I won't. The second I feel myself just getting back into that spiral, I just end it. So do I want it to be a time where I can have Instagram and TikTok and it not be a distraction and it not be something that gets in the way between me and God? Sure, but I also have the self-awareness to know that that's not today and it won't be tomorrow. Number 2 is eating unhealthy food. I completed 75 hard, which I've shared on my channel multiple times, and I won't stop saying it because that was hard and I deserve all the flowers. My eating habits are just not the best. I don't have a healthy relationship with food, and in 2026 I really want to improve it. And notice how I'm saying improving and not just heal or solve, because it's a constant battle. Food addiction is the only socially acceptable addiction, but it is an addiction, and that's something that we don't talk about enough, because the eating habits that you create in a child are going to be really, really hard to break once they are an adult. And it's all about finding a balance. And people have told me it's okay to eat french fries and it's okay to have ice cream, which is true. But when you don't have a healthy habit with the food, how do you stop from eating a whole plate of fries? Because yes, it's okay to have french fries, a small portion though. You shouldn't be eating a humongous amount of french fries or finish a pint of Ben & Jerry's. Like, that's not normal. But when it comes to healthy eating habits and just having a good relationship with food, it takes time, it takes a lot, and I've seen a lot of improvement this year, and that's why the goal is to keep improving and to just leave the bad habits, which is just eating junk food, quote unquote, because I don't even enjoy it. Just to leave that behind and to just eat more clean and finding that balance. The third habit that I want to leave behind is to be a perfectionist. I don't even know how to word it, but pretty much if I can't do something the way it's imagined in my mind, I just don't do it. So if I want to go to the gym for an hour and a half, but I oversleep and now I only have 45 minutes, guess I'm not going to the gym. And I read Atomic Habit. Best book I've read this year, after the Bible, of course, but such a good book. I'm going to reread it in 2026. I think it's going to be one of those staple books that I read once a year. But in it, he just goes in detail about what a habit is. And pretty much a habit is something that you can do without thinking. You wake up and you pick up your phone. You didn't have to think about, oh, I have to pick up my phone. It's just a habit. You just do it. And that could be with pretty much a lot of things. You brush your teeth in the morning. You pour yourself a glass of water. Those are things that you don't have to think about. Obviously, it's a difference with the gym. You still have to put some thoughts into it, but when you reduce the frictions and you do it more and more often, the less you have to think about it, and it just becomes something natural that you naturally do. So I'm done being a perfectionist. I'm going to show up every single day, even if it's not ideal, even if it's not the way I want it to, but by showing up, I'm putting myself first and I'm also choosing me. Sleep is so important, and that's something that we don't make a priority, but we need sleep to function. We sleep a third of our life, which is crazy, and it almost makes me feel like it's a waste of time, like a third of my life is wasted. But God created us, and God intended for us to sleep and for us to need sleep. So we need to value it and actually make it a priority. I need to start making my body, my sleep, myself a priority, because by doing so, I'm being a better self, I'm being a better friend, a better sister, a better child. But unfortunately, sleep is something that we usually put second or just put aside. But my day is directly affected by the amount of sleep that I get, because if I don't get enough sleep, I am most likely to oversleep or not wake up to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, I'm most likely to eat unhealthy because I feel like the day is already wasted. If I don't eat healthy, that just makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like a bum. It makes me feel gross when I eat a lot of food, pretty much binge eating, and then that just turns into a spiral. So it starts with sleep, and I need to start making that a priority. The fifth habit that I'm leaving in 2025 is being an iPad kid. I don't even have an iPad, but I'm the type to have a screen when I eat, when I'm in the shower, when I'm brushing my teeth. Pretty much everywhere I need to watch something. It'll be Netflix, it can be YouTube. It's pretty much the only two because I don't have TikTok anymore, but it used to be TikTok. I would just be scrolling all day. Whenever I had a little window, I would just pick up my phone and scroll. And that's an addiction. When you need a screen to do a task and you feel like you need it, that's what an addiction is. And I'm starting to break away from that, especially now that I deleted TikTok. I was reading and eating the other day, and that did something in me because I used to do that as a child. You can eat a meal in silence. You do not need a screen. It's okay to have one here and there, but it's when you depend on it that it becomes a problem. I will let my food get cold before I find a good show to watch. Number 6 is procrastinate. I read The Root Anointing, really good book, and in it says that you have to be a woman of your word and have integrity. And integrity is pretty much being honest, but not just with others, but with also yourself. So when you tell yourself that you're going to do something, do it. And a lot of the habits that I mentioned previously kind of tied into me being a procrastinator, because if I was tired, I wouldn't want to do anything. If I was watching TikTok and I was on my phone, I could spend hours, although I told myself, Emma, you need to study or you need to do something else. So I need to be a woman of action and a woman of my word. Even when it comes to cleaning, I used to see something and tell myself, oh, I have to pick that up. It needs to go in the laundry bag. Now, instead of thinking about it, I just do it. So if there is something that needs to be done, I just get it done. I will put things in the sink and tell myself I have to wash the dishes, but instead of just telling myself that, now I just do it. And by doing so, it just reduces the amount of chore that I feel like I have to do, because I just do it as I go. And procrastination is just such a bad thing, because in a way, you're just trusting that you have a tomorrow or a later. And tomorrow's not promised, so is later. So when you feel called to do something, just do it. The last habit that I'm leaving in 2025 is my spending habits. I have decided to do a no spend year, which is pretty much when you only spend what you need. I'm adjusting it a little bit. I want to make it realistic. I do like to travel and I like to do nice things, so I am setting a little bit of money aside each month to do things that I enjoy. I used to be the type of person that if I like something, I'm gonna just buy it. There is no thought process into it. I literally have a wall of shoes, and a lot of them I don't even wear because there was no thought process. I just saw something that I liked and I bought it, and when I received it, I'm like, would I actually wear this? Probably not. But if I had that thought process prior, I could have saved myself quite some bucks. So I want to be and will be a responsible woman, because spending left and right, spending without thinking, is not cute. Yes, I'm just a girl, but I'm a woman. Actually, I'm not just a girl. I'm a woman and I need to act like it, and I need to just stop spending. I do like nice things, and I like to say no to myself. And I think it's because growing up, I was told no quite a few times. So now that I can afford most of the things that I like, I tell myself, Emma, just get it, YOLO. And yes, you only live once, so make sure you are mindful with how you spend your money. And I've been watching Anthony O'Neil for a little while now, and he gives such good financial advice. And he's Christian. He's just been helping me a lot, just changing my mindset when it comes to finance and money. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to everything that I'm going to accomplish, and everything that's going to stay behind in 2025, and all the new things that will come out and flourish in 2026. So let me know what you're leaving behind in 2025. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, like it, and I will see you all next Sunday. Bye.